Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. And today I'm just going to show some of the vinyl that I bought over the past few months or so. I bought 4 brand new albums and I bought a couple of second-hand albums, a couple of 12-inch singles and a couple of 7-inch singles. So we'll start off with the brand new albums, and this one here is Morrissey, Makeup Is a Lie. This is his first album since I'm Not a Dog on a Chain from 2020, and this is really good. This is a real return to form, and I would go as far as saying this is probably his best album since Vauxhall and I in 1994. It is that good. You get the lyrics, so you do. Yeah, a lot of people would say You Are the Quarry is maybe better, but I never really warmed to that album apart from a couple of the songs. But this one here is it actually got to number 3 in the charts in its first week, and in the second week it dropped out of the charts completely. But it's got great songs like You're Right, It's Time. Makeup Is a Lie is a good song, but wasn't a great single. Notre Dame is one of the better ones, and Boulevard is one of his sort of big epic songs. He does a cover of Roxy Music's Amazona from the Stranded album, which is very good. Zoom Zoom the Little Boy is probably the weakest track off this. The Night Pop Drop's pretty good, but the last 2 songs, Many Icebergs Ago and The Monsters of Pig Alley, are probably the best 2 songs on the whole album. So Morrissey and Makeup Is a Lie, really good album. And this next one is also a return to form, and it is Squeeze and Trixie's. And this is an album that they kind of wrote around 1974 when Difford and Tilbrook first met. And yeah, I didn't have a lot of hope for this album, to be honest, because I thought, well, 2 teenagers writing something that can't be that good. But again, this is a really strong album, and there's not a bad song off it. Do we get the lyrics? I think we do. Yeah, the lyrics come on a nice card. And yeah, good album. It got to number 15 in the charts in its first week, which I was pleased with. However, it fell out in the second week as well. But you get good songs like What More Can I Say? I think is a very good opener. You've got The Feeling as a real acoustic number. The Jaguars is a little rockabilly number. It's Over is one of Chris Difford's vocals, which I think is really good, very atmospheric. Hell on Earth is a great track. The Dancer also. The song The Place We Call Mars, I think, has got a real David Bowie feel to it, especially around the Man Who Sold the World type time. And then you get Trixie's Part 1 and Trixie's Part 2, which was the 7-inch single. So yeah, really good return to form, and I think it's got a lot of good reviews as well in the music press. So this would be their best album, and I would go as far back as Some Fantastic Place. So great album, Squeeze and Trixie's. Next up is a bit of a guilty pleasure, but this was so cheap I had to get it to add to my Bucks Fizz collection. Yes, I'm a Bucks Fizz fan. I'm a pop fan. You know, I admit it. So there you go. This is not brilliant, however. This is the reformation of Bucks Fizz. Well, 3 of them. Mike, Cheryl and Jay, and this other guy, which Bobby McVeigh, who has since left. I think he only featured on this one and possibly the next one. But this is really just re-recordings with a few new songs, and I can't be bothered with the re-recordings. But as I say, this was below £10, so I thought, right, brand new and sealed, I'll go with that. And it's just on black vinyl, so custom label on black vinyl. But the new songs are Leave Them Alone, This Day Is Mine, Joy, My Angel, and Ain't It a Shame. I see Cheryl Baker gets co-writing that, and they do re-recordings of My Camera Never Lies, Heart of Stone, I Hear Talk, Can't Stand the Heat, Talking in Your Sleep, Love to Love, Making Your Mind Up. But it's nice to have, and I do have a few of the Fizz albums on vinyl, so I didn't have this one, so I thought, yeah, why not, go for it. It was cheap. This one is just for the collection. and it is T-Rex Tanks, and it is the picture disc. And I don't normally buy a picture disc, but I do have the picture disc of the Slider, which was a Record Store Day issue, and I think this one was a Black Friday one in 2024, and this was reduced in price as well. Now, they're not for playing, they're just for having. The thing is, the cover of that is an outtake of that, which is the real cover. But the disappointing thing is, Tanks had a poster originally, and it's not included, and I think it should have been included. But yeah, it's still nice to have, and it sits nicely beside the Slider picture disc I have. This is my favourite T-Rex album. It's absolutely brilliant. No singles off it, but it has great tracks like Rabbits, Broken Hearted Blues, Electric Slim and the Factory Hen, Highway Knees, Left Hand Look and The Beggar Boy. Really, really good. Born to Boogie. So T-Rex and Tanks. Now, a couple of second-hand ones or used ones. And I did a video last week on 10 or 6 more pop albums that I think are really good, and I included Kid Creole and the Coconuts' Tropical Gangsters from '82, and I was so impressed with playing that in the car. I bought 2 more, and I bought the one before it, which is Fresh Fruit for Foreign Places, and this came out in 1981, and it has the song Dear Addy on it, which was a single after Tropical Gangsters, and it's on the ZE label, which is part of Island. And now I haven't played this yet, and it was only about £3, but it looks in fantastic condition, so I thought, why not? And I also then picked up the one after Tropical Gangsters, which is Doppelganger, and this is from 1983. And I think the single off this, if I can remember, is There's Something Wrong in Paradise. And this just has that sort of inner Island sleeve, and it's on the ZE Island label. So again, I haven't played this either, but I'm looking forward to it. As I said, I was so impressed with that other album, but I may be disappointed it may be nowhere near as good. But Kid Creole and the Coconuts, 2 more albums to the collection. This one here, I have been listening to quite a bit of Kim Wilde lately, especially the early to mid 80s. So I thought, right, I'll try the late 80s. So I got the big hit album, Close, which says 3 top 10 hits, which, if I can remember, are Never Trust a Stranger was definitely one. You Came, which I really do like, is another one, and I'm not too sure what the third one is. It's possibly a 4-letter word. But I used to think that Kim Wilde fell under the Stock Aitken and Waterman, and they wrote those sort of singles for her, but they didn't. It was still her brother, Ricky Wilde. So they just were more contemporary to that sound. And yeah, so looking forward to playing this. This only arrived this week. As I say, my Kim Wilde collection is increasing. I've been ordering a few very, very cheap CDs, which I'll show on the next CD update. So that's the vinyl albums. Now, no, it's not actually. There's one more, and it's the Guilty Pleasure one. And I thought, why not? It was extremely cheap, and it was an add-on, and I thought, why not? It's the Bay City Rollers. It's a game, and this is the one with You Made Me Believe in Magic on it, and it's a game, and that's the only ones I can remember. But I do have the CD of this. I haven't played it in years, and I thought, why not get it on vinyl? Because I do have a couple of other Rollers albums. I thought, yeah, and it was extremely cheap, and I believe this is on the Arista label. It is. It's just on your bog standard Arista label, and I think it's from 1977. And if memory serves me right, it was their last charting album. I could be wrong. The next one could have charted, but I don't think it did. But yeah, it was extremely inexpensive, so why not add to the collection. And then 2 12-inch singles, both by the same artist. And we have Transvision Vamp and I Want Your Love. And this has got the I Don't Want Your Money mix on it, along with Sweet Thing and Evolution Eve, the electric version. Now, Evolution Eve is a very, very good song. There's an acoustic version of it as well. It's on the MCA label. But I do have a few other Transvision Vamp 12-inch singles. I think one of them is exactly the same cover as this. I think Tell the Girl to Shut Up is exactly the same cover. But yeah, glad to have it. I always look at Transvision Vamp and the Primitives as sort of rivals, but I like the both of them. Kind of prefer the Primitives though. And the other one is The Only One. And this is possibly my favourite of all their singles. It's from the Velveteen album. It's got an extended version of The Only One along with Mystery Song and Love Me. And it's not the Status Quo Mystery Song. And it too is on a slightly different MCA label. But again, these were pennies, so why not? And to finish with 2 7-inch singles. And the first one up is Squeeze and Trixie's and Part 1 and Trixie's Part 2. I have, I believe, all the Squeeze 7-inch singles, so I had to get this for the collection. It wasn't cheap, but I'm glad I got it. It's just on black vinyl, so I won't take it out of its protective cover. And it's just like a company type sleeve. It would have been nicer to have a picture sleeve, but still nice to have. And the last one, and I've had this for a couple of months now, and it's ABBA and Happy New Year 2026. Now this song comes out every single year in a different sort of a picture disc or coloured vinyl or whatever, and I've been buying them every year, and I forgot about it actually this year until January. I thought, oh, did they ever release one? And yes, they did. And this is my first, can you believe it or not, Zoetrope vinyl on a 7-inch single. So yeah, nice to have. It's the same A side, it's the same B side. I've been buying these from about 2019. I think there's 1 year I've actually missed out. I need to check, but some of them are actually getting quite expensive. So have a Happy New Year 2026. Okay, so that's my final inbox, really, what I've got over the past couple of months or so. I will do a CD update pretty soon, probably in the next couple of weeks or so. I might have to do it over 2 videos because I've been going mad with the CDs because they're that cheap. And I've also been wanting to get albums that I have on vinyl but not on CD, on the CD, you know, just to have. But it's not an expensive thing to do, although it does actually sort of build up if you keep on buying and buying and buying. But anyway, okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.